Is your friend outside? Yeah? It's raining outside. They're not going to hang out. They're not going to hang around outside. Hmm? Yep, I'm finally down here going through all this stuff, and I have 2 big garbage bags to throw away already, and I haven't yet begun. And I found some awards that I won in junior college. Honor Award Banquet Committee, Family Fun Festival Committee, and for 1977-78 rap sessions, I led rap sessions, and that wasn't the music. It was when rap meant sitting around and talking about issues and discussing things, because I majored in communications. My script from Harvey when I played Mrs. Chauvenet. Oh, she looks dreadful. I thought she was dead. One of Scott's favorite lines. Also an album of old 78 records. This is a Victor company, and it's oh, so it's a mystery of life. At last I found you. It's from the film Naughty Marietta. Awesome. Found it. It's a 1995 Toyota Camry tail light. This cover that I got to replace one for someone, and they had already had it done, so I have this sitting around. This ought to bring in some kind of money, don't you think? There's no cracks in it, just a little dirty from being down in the basement. Pretty cool, huh? Yay. This is Groundhog's Day, and the sun is out, so I guess he sees his shadow, and we have 6 more weeks of cold weather. Blech. I transplanted 2 little plants that were separate into one pot, and I'm clearing off this. Gonna have that organized later too. I've got a lot of things to do. These are 2 suits. It's a jacket and skirt from the 40s. They were my grandma's. I used to be able to fit into them about 40 years ago. A couple more dresses that used to be my grandmother's. They're probably a size 11. They're from the well, this one's from the 20s. That one's from the early 30s, I think. It's like a real thin, crepey type of fabric. Embroidered and snaps, and otherwise they slip over. I don't know if you can see it. Wow. I came upon a cartoon diary that I made of myself when I had abdominal surgery 14 years ago, and I don't know if you can see it. It's a fella dressed as a I don't know, jungle gear. He says, "Crikey, we heard the unmistakable cry of the wild wounded female elephant. I was called upon to put the poor creature out of her misery. Would one tranquilizer dart do the trick? Only time will tell." Yeah, this is me in a nutshell. And this is why I can't get anything done. Cool. Another box of old school things from the kids, and I'm like, whose is this? There's no name on it. But there's a story on the back, and I think it's Scott's because it sounds like his writing. He says something about, I thought I was going to have a pumpkin pie without crust for a minute, but I was lucky because it's like midnight and I'm chasing some stupid pumpkin. Trust me, I've never done this before. That sounds like Scott. I Don't Want to Take Your Test by Brian Stewart. I Don't Want to Take Your Test by Brian Stewart. New Comic Publishers. Copyright 1993. He was 10 years old. Dedicated to my brother Scott, who made me think of the name. Oh my. That's a lot of reading. Mom, why do I have to go to school? Because it helps you learn. So what? How to pick up a piece of paper? Yeah, my kids are a lot like me. Something I wrote in 1978. There was a man from Janine who was incredibly clean. He washed between his toes where the sun don't shows, and the soap companies think he's just keen. There was a boy from Binglex who thought about nothing but sex, whether it was sheep with dog, donkey, or hog. For him, nothing was too complex. There was a girl from St. Louis whose favorite hobby was screwy in the forest or field or car. She outdid others by far by taking on Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I know it doesn't look like much. It's still a mess. But it's a lot of stuff to go through. It's just the tip of the iceberg.